Hey, and welcome back to the Colorado Giants video log. Come join us at Harpo's in Boulder for a Stitch jersey giveaway we're going to be giving away this week. Or come down to Platt Park, the Tavern at Platt Park, to join the Big Blue Denver crew out in Denver for the upcoming game against the Seattle Seahawks. So we can hopefully extend this into a winning streak. All right, so how did we get here? First, a lot has been made about Sully calling plays. So Mike Sullivan's the offensive coordinator, and if you don't know, Ben McAdoo is the head coach. He's been calling plays ever since he got the head coaching position last year in 2016. So what do we do when we get the lead? We run the ball. And as soon as we lose the lead, we throw that game plan out the window. We've talked about this before. The pass-run ratio this last week against the Broncos was 32%, crushing our last week's percentage of 62 pass-run ratio. And then the season prior was 72.7% pass-run ratio, which was the worst in the league. Most pass-happy team, if you will. All right, another piece of the puzzle here is that we went to more 12-set packages, which is a bigger personnel package where you have two tight ends and a single back. And this helps opening up all the holes for the running game because now you have a lot of bigger bodies in there blasting the holes. And I don't think that was necessarily Mike Sullivan saying, hey, this is what we need to do. Rather, we don't have any wide receivers, so we needed to get Rhett Ellison, Adams, Evan Ingram more involved. And then one other thing that I saw, which I don't see anybody talking about, is wide receiver blocking. This was a huge part of the story. I mean, that's how we were Arlene's Dark was able to rush and get those huge runs. One of the things that I remember from 2007 is we had big personalities just drop out of the team, right? Tiki Barber, he wanted to pursue some television personality, whatever, let him go. And then Jeremy Shockey got injured. And out of that, Eli Manning was born as a leader. He was very overshadowed by these personalities. And he's not the most vocal leader. He leads by example. And you can't do that when you have these personalities who care more about themselves than the team. Yes, I'm talking about you, Tiki Barber. I'm talking about you, Jeremy Shockey. And yes, I am talking about you, Odell Beckham. Even though I know you love the game very much, you don't love the team like we do. Big Blue Denver, Big Blue Giants and Boulder fans do. Okay, so one other piece to that too, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie wasn't there, and Eli Apple happened to have his best game of his career when he didn't have this personality behind him saying, I should be in his position, I should be there, who obviously shouldn't have been there because Eli Apple had a phenomenal game. This is what we've been waiting since he's been drafted in the first round. All right, so we do need to talk about a few things that need to be worked on. Eli only had 19 attempts, which was his lowest since 2019. And then we only had 2 wide receiver receptions off of only 6 wide receiver attempts. Now, that's not sustainable. Neither of these are going to be sustainable. I know I'm much more, run the damn ball. That's the motto we have here. But we need to at least pass the ball a little bit more. All right, so let's look at the Seattle game. So on offense, they actually have a very poor rushing defense. They're 26th in the league. They're even worse at open field yards. So if we can get them off some pull blocks with DJ Fluker, maybe get Evan Ingram or a pulling tight end to open up the hole, and we can get into some space, that'll get us running down the field. And keep running the damn ball. I know I said a lot, but let's keep running the ball. And I don't care if it's Gallman or Darkwa on the express train. We need that train going express to the end zone. And then, they've been able to stop teams from getting into the end zone. They're 6th in points allowed. And so that's going to be a bit of a struggle for us. Since last week was the first week in 3 that we weren't able to get 20 points on offense. All right, so they're also 8th in the league against the tight ends, which is tough position for us because we don't have any wide receivers that we can count on, as we spoke about earlier. Obviously, we would like to get Rhett Ellison and Evan more involved. And then you couple that with they're the 9th best passing defense in the league. Goes back to run the damn ball. Have I said that before? I can't remember. Even if the scoreboard scares you, McAdoo, run the damn ball, all right? All right, so on defense, Their O-line is in shambles. Their best offensive lineman, Luke Jokel, He's out for the season, or for 4 to 5 weeks with a knee injury. And, they've been having problems before that anyway. So they're middle of the road offense in general across the board. But we will have to worry about Jimmy Graham. If you can remember, he was the Saints wide receiver. They've been using him exclusively as a tight end. And we obviously have problems with tight ends. So that could be a potential mismatch. Also, we got to contain and pressure Russell Wilson. And with Olivier Vernon out, that's going to be really tough. But obviously, they have a riddled offensive line. We'll see how we can work around that. So it's going to be up to you, JPP and Snacks. You need to get in that backfield. And then the secondary is going to have a tough task. Thank goodness, I guess DRC is back. At least his skill set can be used on the field because Russell Wilson is third longest snap to throw in the league at 2.93 seconds. That's a long time to be covering a wide receiver in the NFL. All right. Again, remember, Harpo's in Boulder, Tavern in Platt Park in Denver. Come out, scream, wear your blue, and show your support. And we'll have some fun. Cheers. See you guys next week.